Hello and welcome everyone. This is the telepathy module. So, so far, like many of the other, um, or pretty much what you'll see consistent with everything, is that you have to get into the right mind state. And that's always going to be in this alpha theta state. So, telepathy is no different. Um, and with telepathy, you need a partner to practice with. And you have to set a time with that partner when you guys are going to practice. And practicing at the same time every day is usually the best if you're trying to get good at these results. You can have multiple friends too with telepathy that are in this process, like a group. You can have like a create a group, a telepathy group, or friends all coming at the same time um, to see if they can receive or send. So, because with telepathy, you need to practice both. So while you can have yourself being a sender, sending to the other group and having them be receivers, or vice versa. Just pick one person to be a sender and then have the other people become the receiver. Um, and you can again practice back and forth where you're a receiver sometimes or you're a sender sometimes. Again, you just need at least one friend to do this with. One thing I want to bring to your attention is that with telepathy, saying the words and speaking the words at or to the person generally doesn't work. The brain doesn't think that way. Remember, communication is happening on a subconscious level. So, what is way more effective is using imagery. So, if I were visualizing eating a pizza slice, mm, then the receivers might be like eating pizza, you know? But if I'm like eating pizza, trying to send out eating pizza, that's probably going to fail. And I mean, it should pretty much most likely fail, unless like you start seeing you eating the pizza because you're saying it, and then you don't realize that's not the words that's working. It's because when you're saying the words to yourself, your mind's seeing that action itself, and you're visualizing it without realizing you're visualizing it. So it comes down to visualizing and not the words. If you want to send words to people's mind, you would have to actually visualize the words going to their mind. And that's even harder to do than just visualizing something like eating the pizza or picking up the phone and calling or, you know, thinking of someone's face and everyone's like, oh yeah, that's Tommy's face. We're thinking about Tommy, okay? So it's real simple. Uh, you just got to get in that right state, that mind state. You need to have partner, at least one partner, and one person has to be the sender, one person has to be the receiver for the session, and you want to give yourself at least 10, 15 minutes of visualizing before the other person receives the message. Okay, and that should be an ample amount of time for the message to get by. That other person, the receiver, also needs to be in the alpha state. So both of you actually have to be in the alpha state in order to receive the message. Okay, you need to be in that state. Now, if the person is not, the receiver is not in the alpha state, the message you're sending will still get there, but then it'll probably just make them want to go eat the pizza instead of thinking, oh, you sent me the message of the pizza. You'll just end up influencing them. All right. So she's thinking about, a beautiful bouquet of flowers, and then for whatever reason they're not in the right state of the theta, alpha theta state or whatever. Then they'll probably after for no reason the next day want to go buy a bouquet of flowers. You know, it's something like this. So telepathy is pretty simple. Okay. Again, you just have to have a partner. Both of you have to be in the meditative, in the right mind state. Both of you have to uh, uh, have a set time that you're doing it together. You can't be like, oh, I did this earlier. Can you go see later if you figure this out? No, you guys both got to work together on telepathy. And you have to give it at least 10, 15 minutes of visualizing. Visualize the thing. And just visualize one thing. Don't try to send too many messages. Don't try to visualize too many things going on at once. Just pick one thing and practice with it. And then until you guys get it, you can move on to something else more interesting and maybe more complex. Maybe then two images. You'll say pizza and a bicycle, you know. Or you might think of something more complex like a calendar date. You're looking at the calendar and you're seeing the words Thursday 22nd, and then they might be saying Thursday the 22nd, or you might be visualizing the clock saying 12:30 a.m. and then show a face of Amy, and it's like, oh, 12:30 a.m. Amy, and then make it more complex over time. 12:30 a.m. Amy's face, meeting, like people in a meeting group, like like an office meeting type thing. That then the person would be like, oh, are you trying to say that at 12:30, there's a meeting at Amy's office or job or something like this? And you're like, yep, that's it, you got it. So hope that helps you guys with getting into telepathy. Um, and pretty much that's really all there is to it. All right.